Okay, if I can have everybody's attention here. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to welcome you to the program today. As I saw about a dozen or two of you were looking at the bright neon green fact sheet in front of you. So you may have guessed that today we're going to discuss today's program Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which I just want to spend a couple of minutes just going through the fact sheet a little bit with you, describing some of the symptoms and some of what happens to people afflicted with this illness. So I just want to start at the third bullet point, which basically symptoms usually appear in male children before the age of 5, may be visible in early infancy, skipping down to the 5th, skipping down 2. As the condition progresses, muscle tissue experiences wasting and is eventually replaced. By the age 10, braces may be required to aid in walking. Skipping to the next bullet point, later symptoms may include abnormal bone development that lead to skeletal deformalities, including curvature of the spine. Basically, this is a disease. It's a disorder that it's genetic mutation in the X chromosome of human beings, and basically there's not really a cure for it. What we wanted to do today with Town Hall is just to expose you guys a little bit to a disease you may not be that familiar with, just so you become slightly more familiar with it and some of the challenges it creates. So I just want everyone to pay attention to the video we're going to show, and then we're going to move on to our guest speaker.
When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in reverse, and the tears come streaming down your face, when you lose something you can't replace, when you love someone but it goes to waste, could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. High up above or down below, when you're too in love to let it go, but if you never try you'll never know just what you were. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
Oshry, and I have Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. Here's a look at my daily routine. I wake up, get into my chair, and get ready for school. To get downstairs, I get on the stair lift and ride down. Then I get into my chair The bus comes and takes me to school. After the long day, I come home, eat dinner, wash up, do my work, and wait for the next day. I do all this knowing I have to be strong in order to fight this disease. I am blessed to have an amazing family and such great friends helping me through it all. On January 14th, 1996, I was born a healthy child. The doctor had no reason to assume otherwise. It was a happy day, but there was something wrong, and it would change my life forever. 2.5 years later, my family moved to America from Israel. That was when it began. It was hard for me to walk. I got tired really fast, and I couldn't keep up with all the other kids. My parents were concerned and took me to the doctor. He said I was healthy and that there was nothing wrong, but my parents were not convinced. Meanwhile, my struggles continued. My next visit with doctors was reassuring. The doctor said I would be checked out and given what I needed to get better. But again, the doctor said everything was okay. Everything wasn't. My parents did not believe what they were hearing. At age 5, my illness was discovered. It was heartbreaking. My parents were in shock. The doctor explained that my condition would worsen and I would one day be confined to a wheelchair. This disease was called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. There was no cure for this. As hard as it was to accept, my family stayed strong. Over the years, it did get worse. Walking, getting upstairs, and even standing was harder for me. Life was really tough. I was at a point in my life where the question of why me destroyed who I was and what really mattered in life. I was in a stage of depression. I didn't understand why I had to suffer. It was hard not to give up. I couldn't picture myself beating this disease. I couldn't let any of the physical toll stop me and had to continue to fight through it all. My fight of trying to stay on my feet in terms of walking and standing soon ended when one morning I fell to the ground. The pain was indescribable. That was when I decided to get into a wheelchair for the first time. I was 12. By this time, I knew there was no cure, and it was really hard for me to accept, but I had to keep going. The wheelchair was very good for me. I didn't need to suffer anymore, but it was also very bad for me. When sitting in a wheelchair for a long time, the spine begins to curve. This affected my breathing and was detrimental to my health. At age 15, I had to have surgery in order to straighten my spine, and I was terrified. But here I am today, feeling better than ever. Although it may seem that the physical struggle was the greatest challenge, it was the emotional impact that brought me down. My mother really devoted her life to making me a believer and getting me through this devastating disease. She was, and still is, my true inspiration. She had to deal with the emotional impact of having a handicapped child who didn't believe he could make it. To add to that, the physical toll of helping me with almost everything I couldn't do really affected her. I owe her my life. When I truly matured, I developed a strong connection with Hashem. I actually believed that there was hope. Judaism and the strength of the Torah taught me that I had been given this disease for a reason. It meant something. I had a purpose. This understanding saved me from giving up. I started to see the positive effects of my disease. I was given a true connection with Hashem and a family that always saw the light at the end of my life's journey. This disease made me who I am as a person and as a Jew. I came to the conclusion that I wouldn't trade any of my struggles for any other situation. Coming to Kohelet was a great decision. It fits my needs, and I can't ask for more. I have an elevator to get up and down floors, and a desk for every class. The long schedule was tough for me at first, but that was also changed and helped me a lot. Aside from the accommodations, Kohelet is such a friendly and caring environment. I feel so welcome, and that makes all the difference. I appreciate all that you've done for me and how good you have been to me. I've been through the worst of this disease, and I felt the time was right to let people know how serious it is. I'm here to raise awareness by letting everyone here into my life. Thank you.
Okay, for the second part of this program, so one of the reasons we did this was that you guys should just know Oshry's story, a little bit of insight to who he is and his struggles. But much more important than that is raising awareness about the disease. So this is your chance in a formal setting. Obviously you have a chance informally every day, but in case you felt awkward or uncomfortable, this is your chance in a formal setting to ask Oshry questions. About his day, about his life, about his illness. Anything you want, really be open. This is something he wanted to do. This is something we asked him to do. This is something he came to us and said, this is what I want to do. So everyone should feel free and comfortable to raise your hand, and I'll moderate them. It won't be uncomfortable beyond the limits, and if it is, we'll let you know. But now's really your time to just to think, take a couple seconds to think, and then we're going to call on a couple of questions.
Well, my mom taught me everything I know, and like my family taught me everything I know to believe in Judaism because it's who I am. Just having Hashem, that strong idea that I have someone looking over someone so big looking over me. Just, I knew that this wasn't a punishment. This was a test. This was something that I had to deal with, and I knew that it would make me the person I am. I mean, just that feeling, knowing that I'm safe, just, I believe that I'm going to get through this. That's how I get through this. That's how I deal with my life. Well, I'm actually very, very terrified of the idea. I was told once that a while ago, like 20 years ago maybe, lifespan would be 16. Now with research advancing, and like just the idea that now that doctors know about it and they can take care of it, it doubles that lifespan. And although that still is not a lot, I still believe that Hashem's going to get me through this. I'm like that passionate, that energy of Hashem just gets me through everything. I mean, just knowing that, like I have this. I mean, it's happening. I mean, but I believe truly that I'm a fighter. I mean, I'm going to get through this with the help of Hashem and with my family. And with all the great friends in this school, I mean, everything's amazing. I'm truly blessed. long time ago, when I was still walking, running, doing all that, I actually played sports. I never wanted to stop. I mean, that's what really kept me going through my struggles. I mean, I'm not going in a wheelchair. I said to myself, that's not happening. I like doing what I'm doing. And then once that was stopped, I mean, it was pretty tough, but I still enjoy sports. Like, I watch sports all the time, very into it. And Kohelet having the basketball team and everything, that's great. I mean, I would like to see more of the games, but truly, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I still very into sports, very, like, I know, like, almost everything there is to know. I mean, I get into arguments with my rebbeim. I mean, that's how strongly I believe in, like, that's how much I like sports, actually. So I think everything's great. I mean, I don't think I need anything. I mean, you guys have done everything above and beyond. Going through everything I've gone through, and through those years, I've been asked many times, what do you have? I never felt comfortable answering those, but the past 2 years, I've really grown and really wanted to let everyone know what I go through, not to make them feel bad, but just to let them know that this is pretty serious. And it just hit me one morning. Just said to myself, okay, we're gonna do it once and for all. I'm gonna show everyone, tell everyone my story, and let them in my life. I think that will make a huge, much better, stronger bond between us all.
Last question, yeah.
This isn't a question, but you said before that you're so blessed that you have this community and this group of people, and I just want to say that to have a peer and a role model who's so incredibly brave among us, like, we're the ones that are blessed to have you. Thank you so much for sharing this with us and just being a part of our community, because we're really the blessed ones, the lucky ones.
Thank you so much.
Duchenne. Most of us have never even heard this word. For others, this word has turned their lives upside down. Duchenne is the most common childhood muscle disease. It's a devastating illness with no cure. But research is moving fast, and for the first time, there's hope.
Lights will